Dear students, in the previous lectures we have discussed about the protein secondary structure prediction methods. Now we will see how you can predict the tertiary structure of a proteins. As I told you before, or as all of you know, that protein tertiary structure is a functional form of a protein. जब कभी भी प्रोटीन को कोई स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन करना होता है और किसी पर्टिकुलर लाइगेंड से बाइंड करना होता है या कोई रिस्पॉन्स करना होता है, इट मस्ट फोल्ड. आप एग्जाम्पल ही ले लें, अगर आप एंटीजन एंटीबॉडी का, तो वेन एवर एंटीजन्स एंटर्स इन टू योर बॉडी, सो योर बॉडीज रिस्पॉन्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एंटीबॉडी, it is synthesized just to bind for that particular antigen, like those antibodies cannot bind with the another antigens. Okay, so that is very much specific. A protein must fold, it performs the function, and again it must be degraded, because if a protein will take a wrong fold, then also it will cause a disease, or after the completing the function, if it is not degrade, it will also cause the disease. So it is a very much important to understand the tertiary structure of a protein. In a laboratory level or in a laboratory, you can synthesize the protein tertiary structure either by the X-ray crystallography or NMR method. But in a computational biology, you can perform, or in a bioinformatics, you can find out the tertiary structure of a protein by using three common available methods. The first method is homology modeling, the second method is threading, and the third method is ab initio modeling. Homology modeling could be possible only and only when the template for your protein sequence which you have to model is available in a PDB database. अगर उस प्रोटीन की टेम्पलेट अवेलेबल नहीं होगी, यू कैन नॉट सिंथेसाइज द प्रोटीन यूजिंग द होमोलॉजी मॉडलिंग. हम दूसरे शब्दों में कहें, इफ आई एक्सप्लेन इन द अदर वर्ड्स, देन the target sequence is the sequence which you have to model. It must have the similar structure in the databases, because it is a homology based method. So homo means similar, logy means study. So similar study, if the structure will not be available, you cannot synthesize or you cannot model the structure using the homology modeling method. If the structures like which you have to model, जिसका आपको स्ट्रक्चर बनाना है, उसकी टेम्पलेट अवेलेबल है, तो उसके लिए भी बहुत सारे क्राइटेरिया हैं सेलेक्ट करने के, दैट वी विल डिस्कस व्हेन वी विल टॉक अबाउट द होमोलॉजी मॉडलिंग. द अनदर मेथड इज अ थ्रेडिंग. थ्रेडिंग मेथड इज a, it is means there is must be something is used as a thread. Okay, so like when the template of the protein structure is not available, so you cannot synthesize the protein structure by using the homology modeling, so you have to opt for some other method, and that methods are threading as well as ab initio. तो थ्रेडिंग के केस में क्या करते हैं, हम प्रोटीन स्ट्रक्चर को जिसको कि हमें मॉडल करना है, छोटे 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 फ्रेगमेंट्स में तोड़ देते हैं, एंड वी फाइंड आउट द लूप्स. वी गो फॉर द लूप स्टडी and we predict the templates which are having the similar loop. Once you get the similar loops, we use the protein sequence which we have to model and wave through the loops available in the databases which we have identified as a template, and then we try to predict the structure of the protein. Though if there is a loops are also not available, we cannot go for the threading as well as homology modeling. We have to go for another method, that is a ab initio method. As I told you before, ab initio means there is no information available. When we have to start from the scratch level, then only we can go for the ab initio model. But ab initio is not for good, or not good for the larger proteins. Like if you have amino acids protein sequence of 200 amino acid, 100 amino acid, so it will not work. Ab initio will work only and only for the 30 to 50 amino acid residues. When you have a very small peptides, then only it can function well, otherwise it will not function well. Okay, so in ab initio what we do is we take the energy minimization concept. We minimize the energy of each amino acid and bring down to the amino acid to the stable state, and then we find the structure, what kind of a structure it can take, and it takes lots of time, and the results are very heuristic in this nature. Okay, so these are the three common method for the tertiary structure prediction of a protein sequence. Okay, in the upcoming lectures we will discuss one by one each topic. Okay, so this is the three common method for the tertiary structure prediction of a protein sequence. Thank you.